Well, Louisa, 2016 has been a fantastic year for so many reasons, in fact. And what a great way to start it off. A brand new show at Liverpool. 4-star, fantastic arena, all the pyrotechnics. Yeah, it was a real spectacular in every which way.
Yeah.
The level of competition, they tell me, was red hot, you know, even though obviously it was over the new year, so there's lots of partying to be had.
Lots of hangovers to ride off.
Something like that. Billy Toomey was the winner in the Grand Prix, and very, 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 very fast in the jump off.
Yeah. That was a great start to the year for British show jumpers, and I think it's really safe to say the future of show jumping is looking very, very bright. And of course, we saw loads of younger riders this year really coming to the forefront of the jumping world.
That's right. When you're at these bigger shows, you see the pony classes, and you can see the next generation. You can see the future champions, maybe hopefully Olympic champions. Pony of the Year show, Poise as we call it, that's a really good show where you can see all the next generation riders really fighting it out for honours. The JA Grand Prix is always the talk of the show, with many of the riders involved already having been selected to ride on teams. This year it was Drew Walton and the impressive stallion Travolta Ladiesman who won the title.
I managed to go to Poise actually in 2015, and I was completely amazed at how incredible some of these young riders are, and they're so young. From Bury Farm, the national circuit quickly moved to the Blue Chip Championships at Hartbury College in Gloucestershire. It's a huge show with 2 rings running for 5 days and wall-to-wall sport from early in the morning until very late at night. It's like Championship Central, with numerous titles to be won and a gala night that includes the exciting Blue Chip Grand Prix, where Jay Hallam snapped up a win at a venue he considers his local. Then it was on to the multi-ring event, the Welsh Masters, at the Wales and West Showground, where there really is something for everyone. It all builds up to the awarding of the Welsh Master title, and this year that went to the 16-year-old young star, Harry Charles. Tim, it seems like there's a really, really good choice of national shows.
Oh, there is. I mean, we've got some great county shows and some fabulous arenas with a great amount of people coming to watch and give us the experience of international shows. And that's where we've really also made some big strides this year. International shows on the home soil, they're cropping up everywhere, and one of the best ones was at Royal Windsor, the start of the year, 4-star international. It's normally down as a national show, but to make the step up to the international show, it was fantastic. It's in a fabulous setting, obviously. The arena's first class. The crowd was really behind all the home riders, and to have royal patronage and Majesty of the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh watching as well was really first class. It was absolutely wonderful. I was lucky enough to compete. It's always been one of my most favourite shows, and I was lucky enough to get an invitation to compete. I had a good place, and I was placed in the Grand Prix, where John Whittaker, thank you, John Whittaker was second in the Grand Prix, narrowly being pipped by Kent Farrington from the USA. So it shows the international field that was there. It was a really tough show.
I missed that one, but I'm definitely going to try and go next year. And I think it's becoming a 5-star
That's right. Year. It's moved up to a 5-star this year, the year coming. So yeah, absolutely.
Which is great. Do you hope to be back next year?
Hopefully, yeah.
Win next time then.
Thank you. And the next date on the calendar is making a trip north up to Bolesworth Castle.
Oh, I've heard so many incredible things about this venue.
It's really unique, with a castle in the background and a moat around the arena. It attracts a strong national and international field into a variety of competitions, ranging from young horse classes right up to the 4-star Grand Prix that saw the Netherlands' Michael Hendricks coming out on top with his horse Baileys. The highest placed British rider was Yasmin Pinchen, who just afterwards announced that she'd be hanging up her boots for a while as she's due to become a mum.
Oh, that's so cute. So many congrats to Yasmin. Obviously, I just had a baby, and it's quite hard hanging up your boots. You don't realise how much you miss it when you can't ride because you're the size of a whale. I'm sure she'll be back in the saddle soon enough.
For many of the riders, there was no time to rest after Bolesworth because it was straight on down to Hickstead.
Yeah, Hickstead, another jewel in the crown of UK sport. I grew up watching the Derby, and this year was incredible. I honestly thought Harriet Nuttall was going to do it. She came so close, but in the end it was William Whittaker that won the Derby.
Yes, and I think that'll be a very special win for him. He'll join his uncles Michael and John, who have already got their names on that very famous trophy. It was also one of William's last wins as a single man, as he married his girlfriend Elizabeth at the end of the summer, and he's now based in Belgium.
And of course, Hickstead also plays host to the Royal International Horse Show, which is an incredible show.
Oh, it's a fantastic show with so many top-level competitions. It also holds the British leg of the Nations Cup Series, the high-level Nations Cup Series, as well as the Queen Elizabeth, but also on Sunday it's the King George V Gold Cup.
And you did really well, didn't you, in the King George V Gold Cup?
I did, thank you very much. Fleur jumped amazing, absolutely fantastic that day. And the jump off was so fast. Yeah. All the riders were giving it 100%.
Well, congrats on being the highest placed British rider. That was really, really good.
Thank you.
Then July continued being a busy month because we moved to the Charles Stanley British Masters, where Richard Howley and Chinook won the Charles Stanley British Masters Grand Prix.
I have to say the international calendar has gone from strength to strength.
Yeah.
We've got 12 shows now from 2 to 5 star, which is fantastic really. It gives all the riders a fantastic platform to be able to produce their horses and also get the horses going through the grades. Kiso has 2 days. There's an outdoor in July and an indoor in November. Then there's also the Alexander Horse Boxers 2-Star International at Stafford, which is where the Scope Festival is held. You have the Chepstow International at the home of the Wales and West Showground, and that's where they also have the viewing trials for the young riders, where they look and see them over a variety of fences and also surfaces.
Yeah, we definitely seem to have a really good structure for developing both rider and equine talent. From an equine perspective, the Young Horse Championships at Addington Manor is a great place to see quality young horses, with separate awards for the British bred horses, and it also sees them having the chance to qualify for the globally respected Young Horse Show at Lanarkon, which attracts many of the best young horses from all around the world.
Absolutely, it's really interesting to see the young horses coming through. I mean, for instance, John Whittaker's Argento won the 7-year-old championship at the Young Horse Championships. Bintang was another one that's been on international teams. So to see them at the start and then develop through their careers, it's very, very, very interesting.
It really has been such a busy 2016, and the start of the year was really only just the beginning, because as soon as the summer ended, things really started to hot up, didn't they?
You could say, just as the British team was getting ready to go to Rio, all the other riders were getting ready to go to Stoneleigh for the national championships.
And there really is something for everyone at the national championships. It was incredible to see so many riders coming up the grades at the Nationals. And of course, talking about champions, we have to talk about Nick Skelton next.
Well, I think it'd be rude not to be honest with you. What a phenomenal story, what a fabulous, almost a Hollywood movie type story.
Definitely.
Injuries both to himself and Big Star. The aiming for London, and then the injury afterwards, and everybody's saying whether or not he'll ever come back. And what a way to come back.
An incredible way to come back. And I know watching it, it really, you know, when he was on the podium at the end, it did bring a tear to my eye, and it was just incredible watching him kind of hold together all that emotion. It was absolutely brilliant.
What you saw throughout the whole Olympics was Nick and Big Star got better and better and better. Every time they went in the ring, they got better and better. And that last round, when he was first to go in the jump off, it was as near to perfection for the first of a 5 horse jump off, jumping for a gold medal at the biggest event in the world. I mean, to go out and just nail it like he did, it was very, very spectacular. And like I say, it's almost the script of Hollywood movies.
Yeah, that's such a wonderful combination to watch as well, both of them.
I think also it epitomises Nick's drive to succeed and his, at the age that he's at, you know, he's no spring chicken. The focus that he's had and the sheer determination to get there has been an inspiration to so many people.
When I walked it, I thought there was going to be quite a few clears. I didn't think it was that big, but after I was early in, I rode it, and I thought it rode bigger than what it walked. But there was still 13 clears out of it, which is a lot, really. But then the second round, that was Olympic, all right. It was pretty big, and then obviously the jump off. I actually preferred to go early because my plan was to, you know, go fast but not stupid, and blow it. Because one thing I had to be clear, because you know if you've gone in there and had a mistake, it gives everybody else that chance that you know you had one down. But with going clear and I was pretty quick. I wasn't, you know, mad quick, but. I think you just put that pressure on the others, and again, it was an Olympic Games, so it's, you know, that sort of gets your nerves up a bit. When I wandered out, I said to Laura, I don't think I've done enough, and I think I'm just quite. And she said, no, I think maybe you'll be, you know, you can be lucky enough, you might get away with it, and I did. But Eric nearly got me at the end. When I came out of the ring, I just stayed on him. I didn't get off like I normally do. I stayed on him and walked around the collector ring. I didn't watch anybody because I thought there's no point putting that, you know, going watching everybody and getting more worked up about it. So I thought I'd just sit there and walking around and watch the scoreboard, really. And then I heard a big scream at the end.
Now next, Tim, I'd love to look back to the Pony European Championships where Team GBR just continued to dominate. The team of Alana Clutterbuck, Jack Whittaker, Hallie Lunn and Robert Murphy secured team bronze before Jack Whittaker went on to win individual gold with his pony Orlando van der Rotova. Now, I love Jack Whittaker. I met him at Pony of the Year show in 2015 and I found him to just be a huge talent and a great talker as well.
He's very driven, actually. He's going to be, I think he's going to be very, very, very big in our sport.
Yeah, and of course we caught up with him recently, so take a look at
that. Orlando van der Rotova is a 148 pony who I've had for about a year now, a year and a half. Not as long as you want to be with a pony or when you're taking to Europeans, you want to get a good connection with him and stuff. But I feel like I've been to enough shows with him, I've jumped enough with him. And he felt very, very good. He's a bit of a sharp pony, but he likes to jump and he's got a very, very big heart and a very, very big jump.
Tim, it must help being from the family that he's from. I mean, the Whittakers just dominate this sport, don't they?
Well, I think it's obviously in his blood, but make no mistake, Jack's very driven himself, you know. He's very focused in the sport that he wants to do, and he takes it very, very seriously. Michael went out to Aarhus to watch Jack win his medal, which was great support. Yeah. But Jack's the driver of the engine. He really wants to do this sport full time.
Sort of like walk the course with him. I said, just really think about what you're doing. That's, you know, well done, Jack. I'm very proud of you. You're unbelievable.
How lovely to see that side of Michael there. Very touching at the end of that interview.
It was, wasn't it? The other team that did very well, actually, at the European Championships was the junior team. The team of four were Leonie Aikenhead, Scarlett Charles, Emily Ward and Harry Charles, who went on to win team bronze in Mill Street, Ireland.
Let's just step away from the sport for just a second, because my favourite thing is a party. And of course, before all the riders took to Birmingham for the Horse of the Year show, it was the British Showjumping annual awards ball. I know this is a great opportunity for the governing body to recognise new riders and winners. And obviously, everyone loves a good dress up and knees up. So let's take a look at some of the winners from this year. The leading pony rider of the year went to 15-year-old Jack Whittaker.
It's been an amazing year for me. Not much really to do with ponies. It's been all aiming for the Europeans. I won a bit at the start of the year, just the qualifier to the JA final, which is very, very good. And yeah, just really trying to level it up to the Europeans.
In the leading children and horses of the year category, it was Sienna Charles who scooped the win.
I came second at Opla in the Grand Prix, and I won Hagen Grand Prix. and I jumped my first 140 at Windsor, and my horse has just been amazing.
Keeping it in the family with the leading junior rider of the year going to Sienna's brother Harry Charles.
It's a very special award for me. I've had a great season. I'm lucky enough to have parents giving me great financial support, enabling me to ride some fantastic horses this year. And it's really a result of hard work and teamwork ultimately. We've got a great team at home.
In the Young Rider of the Year ranks, it was Oxfordshire-based Tim Wilkes who took the title.
Oh, it was great. It was meant an awful lot to me. I've had a great year this year. The horse I've got to ride through my parents, it's been great. The horse has exceeded all expectations, and I couldn't have gone better if I could have dreamt it.
Now, grooms are so important in our sport. They build close relationships with the horses and are key to any team's success. This year we paid tribute to Nick Skelton's groom, Mark Beaver, who has also been with Big Star every step on their road to Rio.
It means a lot to me, but I would like to say one thing, it's not just all about me, you know, it's a big team at Nick's. I know I get my face on the magazines and whatever, but there's a lot of other people behind the horse as well. So this is for everybody, not just me, you know. Yeah, a lot of people involved.
We're lucky in the UK to have so many great coaches, and this year the UK CC Coach of the Year was named as Corinne Bracken. Sadly, due to teaching commitments, she couldn't be there, but luckily one of her pupils was able to represent her.
Well, Corinne has always been an amazing coach, and she was very good to me when I started out in juniors, helping me with the horses and things like that. So I'm very glad that she's won this award this year, and I'm happy that she chose me to collect it for her.
British bred horses have been rising to the top of our sport, and that's due to the hard work and determination of breeders. In 2016, the British Breeders' Award went to John Roberts for Spirit Tea.
Unbelievable. I think I've been breeding now for many years, and I think it's rather nice to get a prize for something that I love, I enjoy, and I'm totally committed.
The International Stairway was closely contested, but coming out on top was Buckinghamshire-based Helen Treadwell, who took the title with Lark's on.
It's great bringing them on really from the sort of up through the greys to then thinking about going abroad, and like international series is the international series. It's a good step up to going abroad and jumping across there.
A man who is no stranger to accolades is Robert Smith. This year he was crowned as the national champion.
It's always nice to be winning, and whatever you win's good, and you know, it's better than losing. And this horse, he's done really well this year, so he deserves a bit of something.
When it came to Horse and Owner of the Year award, Big Star and his owners Gary and Beverly Widdowson were an obvious choice.
And nearing the end of the night, there was one more award to present, and it was perhaps the most prestigious of them all. The British Showjumping Award went to the newly crowned individual Olympic gold medalist, Nick Skelton.
Well, I think to win a Lifetime Achievement Award says, you know, it's a lifetime achievement, and you know, I've been in the sport a very, very long time, and I think, you know, to culminate all this, to win Rio in the individual is, it doesn't get any better. I mean, that's the pinnacle of any sportsman's career, is to win individual gold. So, you know, it's a tremendous for me, and I'm really, really honoured.
It's a great night out, you know, but what you've got to be very careful of is that the Horse of the Year show starts the very next day.
I know, and of course that attracts just riders from all over, both national and international. So let's take a look at some of our Hoys winners this year.
Taking the first title on the opening day was Shropshire's Emily Morris, who went last in the jump-off and took the Horseware Bronze League Championship.
Oh, it's close. She's got it.
6 horses made it through to the jump-off in the Silver League Championship, and in the end it was Rachel Walker and her 10-year-old mare Bogie who took the win by a narrow 0.13 of a second.
Throughout the season, literally thousands of combinations start in the Blue Chip Holy Newcomer Series. It's class with an impressive roll of honour, which now includes a 15-year-old Lottie Tut and Derek Ricketts' 6-year-old pony Market Angel, who took the title for 2016.
Over in the senior ranks, it was Joe Clayton who took the Red Mill senior newcomers. He rode to victory aboard the 7-year-old British-bred mare, Lexi III.
Addington Manor Town Seekers is a competition held during Wednesday evening performance, and it always attracts a top field. This year, it was Holly Smith and Lammy Beach who managed to shave 2 seconds during the jump-off.
Jodie Hall-McAteer lit up Day 2 of Horse of the Year show and made history being the first ever rider to finish first and second in the prestigious Leading Pony Show Jumper of the Year. Coming out on top was the crowd favourite 18-year-old Tixie Licks. The fact that this is Jodie's final year on ponies made the win even more special.
It means so much, like, especially as it's my last year on podium. Tixie, this is my 4th year with her, and she's just been amazing.
Some titles really stick out, and the Fox Hunter Championship is right up there. It dates back to 1954 and has been won by names including Harvey Smith, Graham Fletcher and Michael Whitaker. This year, 22-year-old Anglesey-based Laura Pritchard added her name to the list with Horse Victory's Ffion. Moving back to the world of ponies, and the 1-8 Championship was really thrilling with lots of very quick partnerships, but it was 11-year-old Rachel Proudly and the 15-year-old Peyton Lady IV who were the fastest and secured a great victory, was also keeping the crowd entertained with the odd book thrown in for good measure.
Oh yes! 33-32. We've got a new leader.
Nicole Lockhead Anderson was crowned champion in the Stable Company Hoy's 1-8 Championship, riding her 18-year-old gelding, Shaman Pilgrim.
Robert Murphy is no stranger to winning the Horse of the Year show, but I'm sure he'll treasure the Squib Group Pony Fox Hunter title he won on day 4, riding the 8-year-old gelding in Canning. Saturday evening saw a packed stadium witness the Big Red Wall and the Thistledown Puissance. It climbed to a height of 2.20 metres as Holly Smith soared to victory with Quality Old Joker.
On the final day of Horse of the Year show, it was Louise Simpson who took the Speedy Beat Grade C Championship with 7-year-old Hello Vivendi.
One area we haven't talked about is the National County Show Circuit. Yeah. For me, that's a vital part of our show jumping scene. It's obviously where all the Stairway series has held, and the Stairway is, as it describes, it's a stairway to hopeful success, but not only for riders but for horses as well. I think it's a vital part of our show jumping scene. It's able for experienced riders to get their horses up to a level and jumping in front of big crowds. Do you know there's 1 million people last year went and watched show jumping on the county show scene?
Really?
1 million people.
Huge.
So you've got those type of arenas and that type of atmosphere, and the level of competition is of an international flavour and standard. And also it means that riders can get form and hopeful from that selection for British teams. So it's a vital part of the show scene and the international show scene moving forward. But also from a national rider's point of view, there's wildcards and things like that on offer from the points that you win at it to go to Horse of the Year show. Horse of the Year show, used to be the end of the season. That was the end of the year party. But now our show season goes right through the winter time, and we've got Premier League shows in the winter time, but also you've got shows in Spain and Portugal and France, Florida. Yeah, exactly. So it's a very much more of a global sport, show jumping now, rather than such a small season sport now.
And of course, we can't forget that we then head north to Aintree for the Dodson and Horrell Amateur and Veteran Championships.
What are you trying to say? You're trying to hint at something here. No, there's lots of titles going there, and it's a fabulous event. It really is.
So, Tim, I've loved our chat, but I can't sit in your kitchen all day.
It's nice and warm in here, that's the one thing for sure.
It is, but I'm dying to look round the yard.
Do you want to have a walk around and have the grand tour?
I want a grand tour of Tim Stockdale's yard, yes please.
Perfect, let's go and get our coats.
Come on then.
Come on. I'll give you a tour around our yard.
Beautiful day for a tour.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Stunning. So, this is our house. So again, we're very close, as you can see. So, even from bedroom windows, we can hear the horses. So, there's not too much escapes our attention. The main yard, 13 stables up in this main yard. All the better horses, the more permanent jumpers are up here. This one's Calico Bay. This is the horse that won the King George with me. He's semi-retired now. Joseph does a little bit with him now. He's 16,
Joseph's
coming on
your
17.
son?
Yeah, he's my son.
Hello.
And he rode him at a show the other day. So he's doing a lot less work, but we do work with him to keep him in the groove. But he adores going out in the field.
So this is the one I can ride.
Did you not bring your hat?
Yeah, I always got that in my car.
Later. This is again my son's
I
horse.
like this one.
He's a little stallion. So he's a little bit of a handful. So watch he doesn't take a little nip out of you because he's attracted to the ladies. And round the corner here, this is Miss Fritz. She's jumping all big internationals at the moment, and she's like you see, she's a big mare.
She is huge.
And so she's in a bigger stable. We've got 2 of these, and these are for either the big horses or the more sort of experienced
And they've
horses.
all got matching outfits on. You've got all new horseware rugs.
Well, it's cold, you see, so we've got nice sort of neck rugs, things like this to keep nice and warm. So we've got 1, 2. This mare's got at the moment
3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rugs on.
Oh.
But we clip them and so
Yeah,
that, you know, So then she's been out in the field this morning for an hour. So.
And do all your horses go out?
Like
They'll stretch their
I'll
legs?
show you where the fields are, and you'll see that we
Perfect.
like them. If they can't go out in the field, we like them to go in the pens.
Yeah.
We can't do it every single day, but there's her socks for later on. And this is a younger horse that we've got coming for some training. Really smart one, really jumps nicely. Very pleased with him. This is a 5-year-old that's been sent, and again, I think he's a super prospect for the future. Some people in Yorkshire on this one. Really nice horse. Really smashing
And he's only 5?
He's only 5.
What,
so again,
how
he's just
big does he
started
jump now then?
At the moment, he's only doing sort of 1m10 newcomers.
Only.
So about 1m10.
I'd fall.
Again, he just had his lunch, so I'll just grab his bowl. He's Tornado de Mont. And he's the horse that I'm using in the Grand Prix at the moment. So he was just having a little bit of a sleep there. Come on, Pug. Come and say
Oh, we've
everybody.
woken him up.
That's all right. He's just going to come and say
It's
hello.
okay, Tornado.
And we call him Teddy in the stable.
Oh.
So he just had his lunch, and so he's actually having. Normally, you see, they're being nice and quiet now while the staff are having their lunch.
Oh yeah, I
So
saw
they're-
the staff all go off.
Yeah, they're all having their little bit of a sort of
Break, midday break.
little nap after lunch, and before they go into the wash box things like
Have
that.
they all
So-
been worked this morning?
All been ridden this morning. Yeah, we had the riding. We start riding at 7:30.
Oh wow.
And then we ride through till 1. Maybe there might be a little bit of riding after lunch, but as a general, we like to try and get the riding done up to lunchtime, because then they can be brushed and put on the walker in the afternoon and things like that, and all the tack can get cleaned and the maintenance on the yard and things. And also, if we're going to shows, you see, a lot of the time we're going to shows in the afternoon as well.
Oh, okay.
So we might have to ride in the morning, then go off to the shows in the afternoon. So, you know, pretty full and hectic days, frankly.
Yeah.
This is one called Ladybird. She's by Lord, hence the reason why her name is Ladybird, because she's a little bit of a diva.
Oh.
And her father was called Lord, so she's Ladybird.
She's got huge ears.
Yeah, she's a big mare. Another reason why she's in one of the biggest stables. No, you don't mention big ears around me. This is a 4-year-old German mare. But yeah, well, we've got all sorts on this top yard. I bought her at the sales, and I must say I think the world of her. She's a really nice one.
What do you look for when you buy?
Athleticism.
Okay.
And then hopefully, as you get working with them, there's a bit of trainability in there. They make mistakes and they learn from them. Character, they've got to be good character in that they want to try and help you and work with you.
Yeah.
But they're not going to work against you.
Yeah.
But if they do a little bit, it's not a problem, because that means they've got a good, strong character. And
She's very calm, isn't she?
yeah, she is. That's the top yard. Basically, like I said, the more horses that these are part of my team that I'm going to ride and develop and work with, they're going to be up here. And then we've got a bottom yard here where we've got the other, you know, the sort of heart of the operation, feed and washrooms, things like that. So we'll go down there, and also some more horses down there. So, bottom yard. We're now in a situation where this is the feed room. We have this on the corner here, so it's obviously easy for the lorries to come in and fill. If you had it at the wrong end of the yard, the guys would have to walk up and down with the feed on the backs all the time. So this goes in here. We basically feed straights. Now that means that we feed oats and barley and things like that.
Perfect. Why do you do that as opposed to mixes?
That way we can
Just
actually
pure.
tailor every horse's diet for itself. There are some feeds where you can buy where they're one mix, all in one, a bit like a muesli type all in one fit.
Yeah.
You know, 2 scoops or 3 scoops. I'm not as such a big a fan because I think some horses need specialised diets.
Yeah.
So, for instance, you've got barley here, you've got bran there, but we've got oats. And we've got some nuts, so you might need more depending on the horse and depending on the size and depending on the type of work you're doing.
And do you decide what horse gets fed what, or do you have like a horse nutritionist?
We have the horse nutritionist come and work with us, but, and the beauty of this is, from a riding perspective, the list is done there and we all can see it. And you could feed that. You see, Frankie's the first one at the top. Look, Frankie, Romeo, Jack. It goes in order. So we've got what basically they have there, and they all get soya oil as well. They also get some sugar beet and any little bits and bobs, any nutritional things they get added to each horse's diet. But basically, what it means as a rider, if I come in and I can think my horse feels tired, I can walk straight and have a look and go, hey, you know, he needs more oats, he needs more this, he needs more that. Brilliant.
Very tidy. Everyone's very tidy.
We've got to do here really. It's, you know, the
Crack
idea
the whip.
It's a professional yard. I've got to try and keep it nice and clean. So there we go. Right, the next one is the washroom.
It's nice it's inside this, isn't it?
Every horse comes in here every day to be brushed and done. We've got the heat lamps. We've even got
Dryer.
fans, so we can dry. So in the summer we can get there. So just
cool
some
them down.
Cool air coming on them. But it's quite nice because they come in here, all their rugs are taken off. The guys can brush them and clean them and make them look. We can do all the feet, but they can see what they're doing. Everybody knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
But also from the horse's point of view, especially a day like today, they can come out their stable, get their rugs taken off, and it's a bit like you going for a nice little sort of treatment. You know, it's nice and warm.
It's the horse spa.
The backs are nice and you know, warmed up, and they sort of stand there while they're being pampered. It might seem a little bit fancy, but while they're being pampered as well, they're also, you know, from a mental point of view, they're getting relaxing. Their muscles are getting some ultraviolet and infrared on them. It can't do them any harm.
And do they every day? Every horse.
Every day, every single horse comes in here, and they're put onto these pillar reins, which are elasticated, look, so they can't get injured or anything like that. So yeah, this is.
It's great.
We normally have the radio going, this sort of thing. So it's quite a good spot to be. This is when it's cold. This is the place to be.
And do you use the those rugs that vibrate and like a massage?
Yeah, but also we use the electro pulses. So there's exactly.
Yeah.
There's the pulses going through, which are, for me, I think they're really good.
They are good.
Well, I would say to you that if it doesn't get it on, I can tell.
Oh,
because
really?
it's a bit more tense and a bit more tight.
Oh, okay. And do you put that on before they're ridden every time? Like
for the big shows, or for the shows that, you know, with important competitions, that is part of the routine. An hour before they jump, they'll have that on with a programme on there, 40 minutes and that sort of thing.
I've debated buying one, so you might have just sold me.
Well, I would do it because I think they're better. They're better for them. And also, even if you can't work one, actually you're getting a little bit of looseness through the muscles.
Yeah, just nice. It's like us sitting in a massage chair, I suppose.
They're stood in long. Yeah, you think of a horse in his stable. He's stood a lot during the day. You know, and what you want them to be doing is sort of the muscles getting some sort of muscle type of stimulation.
Yeah,
so that's where all this comes in.
Yeah, just
this is not fancy. This is actually because we built
essential.
Essential, in my opinion, from the point of view of maintenance
and well-being.
And well-being.
Yeah.
Because actually, that's what winners make.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the beating heart of this operation.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so.
And who won all these? I'm joking.
Or buy them, you know. And the old boot sale and things like that. Yeah.
Do you just go and pick them up from?
There's no wonder I feel tired.
Pretend I won that one.
No wonder I feel tired. Look how many rosettes and things, all these things I've won.
Been very busy.
Yeah, some lovely ones up there as well. Calgary World Championships. There's one even there from Beijing Olympic Games, just on that door there.
Oh wow!
But no, the idea is on a serious note. What this does is it actually says to everybody, all our staff and everything, that this is a results-driven industry.
Yeah.
So ultimately, these are pride, but also it's to remind people that, you know, we've got a bit of work to do, and the results come from doing our job right.
Gosh, you've been everywhere. Oslo, Lisbon.
These are all the travelling head collars. You can see these are the ones that are fluff on, the ones that we tend to travel abroad with. They're going to be on a lot longer, so they don't rub them. And these are the ones we use more for the day shows. This tuck trunk goes to the shows, and it's full of all our bits and bobs and everything else. So all the things we might need, boots and bits and things like that. And then we've got saddles. oops, sorry, the saddle's going to that one there.
And it's on wheels, so you don't have to lug anything.
Absolutely right, so it's all by and by. Each horse has its own show bridle.
But not, how do you know which one's for what horse?
Well, they know.
They know.
The staff know, yeah. And also I'd know from the bridle that see, that's Cash's there, that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we've got different ones for different horses. Saddles, and then we've got all the other stuff that we might need, some jumping.
You don't have a lot of saddles, do you, for the amount of horses?
No, we don't really, because we don't need so many.
Yeah.
And then these are the stud guys which we use for stop them hurting themselves, so that if we jump in.
Of course, because when they really come up, they can.
So you can see even there. Look, you know,
they've got scuffs
they've got scuffs. These are our work bridles, and so basically what we've got here today, if there are going to be 3 riders, there are going to be 3 of these bridles used, and what we do is we put the bits.
Just clip them on.
Clip the bits on there, you see, and there's a row of bits there. There's also a few more behind you there, and then there's another 2 boxes underneath there as well. So we've got every different horse has his own type of bit that might be required to work with. So, for instance, let's say we have 3 riders today.
Yeah.
Then there'll be 3 bridles used, but there'll probably going to be about 12 bits being used in different ways.
And you decide what horse needs what bit.
Yeah, and we work that with the other guys that ride, and I'll often say to them, you know, I want you to ride that one, and that one needs to be a little bit more lighter, or a little bit softer. So I like this.
I think one of the things for me as an amateur rider is knowing what bit to use. I think that's one of the biggest struggles that I would have, and a lot of other people would have, is how do you know what bit to put in your horse, and if your horse is, you know, if it's too fast, too strong, people tend to go, okay, too strong, put a stronger bit. But I've heard conflicting reviews on that. It's quite difficult to know, I think.
There's got to be some experience, but also at the end of the day, you've got to remember your horse is more powerful than you are.
Yeah.
So you've got to be in a situation that you can't just straight away go to a bigger bit, because you might find the horse then resent that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, too light a bit, and you then start getting too heavy-handed. Too insensitive.
Yeah.
And funny enough, you can do more damage with a lesser bit than you can with a bigger bit, in my opinion.
You're too heavy on the hand.
You're
so
fighting
you're
the horse.
better off sometimes with a slightly harder bit and a lighter hand.
It's just that, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, my feeling is if you've got a bigger bit, you're more likely to be more softer in your hand.
Hopefully.
If your brakes are sharper, you're going to be less likely to stamp your foot on the pedal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
But that's, you know, we're talking here of a different level of riding, and that's when you need different types of. A lot of these bits only giving you very small margins of difference, but that's the difference when we start getting to a bigger level.
Yeah, when you go up, that could be the difference between winning and not winning.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So, you know, there's lots of things, and what we like to do all the time as well is not be in a situation where you're totally set. We can say, I'm just going to try her in this one, I'm going to try her in that one, because I've always maintained horses don't make very good readers. So they don't often follow the book. They'll do what they feel rather than, oh, well, the book says you've got to do this, or the book says the horse will react in that way.
That's the thing with living creatures, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of them. That is the beauty of them. So that's what we've got there. Then we've got a little clutter room here, which is where we basically keep a lot of the show stuff. And that's all on again on a heater, which cuts in when it goes under 0, so on a night that comes on. But these are all travelling rugs and rugs that we take to shows, and the numbners for the shows.
Do you do all washing?
We do it all in house.
It's here, yeah.
But except the big rugs, which go away.
Okay.
But the in-house stuff all stays.
Yeah, just the fleecy
yeah, the little thin stuff stays here. But the big rugs go off to be done there. But boots and all the paraphernalia that you actually need for a day is all kept behind this closed door if you can.
This is an incredible tackram.
Well, thank you.
Very
You like
cool.
it?
I love it.
A little bit old-fashioned, but that's what I like. I like the wood and things like that, and I like.
And I love all your medals. It's just you could spend.
You can see what we've done. Yeah, that's what you see. That's what we won the weekend. So they're ready to go up now. There's just 2 at the weekend that were ready to go up. Thank you. So, and that's all alarmed as well. So there's a lot of money's worth in there.
Yeah.
So it's very important that that's alarmed and looked after.
Yeah,
but we've got all that. So that's that's all there. Now we've got some more horses. These are all the horses we've got in at the moment. Or we've got a couple around the corner, but also the fields are here. Look. So we've got. Thank you. But we go right to the road over there, and you see we've got a couple of Horse already out there.
Yeah.
It's a bit cold today, so they're only going out for about an hour.
Yeah.
And then they'll come back in, although it's too cold. But what you see here, Louise, and this is quite interesting, these are the pens that let's just say if they're not safe, because you get some that just gallop around like lunatics.
and you can't.
And because they're good jumpers, they'll just jump straight out. I mean, there's one horse that just keeps jumping straight over this.
I would never think of that, but you're right.
For this gate here,
That's
for
like
one of
nothing,
ours,
isn't it?
that's probably about number 2 on our warm-up routine. You know, we just start off here, and then that will be our second fence, and we're jumping over here. So this to them is a step.
They're like that, but see ya.
Pop over it. So basically, you might get the odd horse that you don't want to turn out because you're watching sort of, you know, £500,000 galloping around. It's a funny experience. It's like looking at a Range Rover without any driver in it. So we use the pens, and that means that they're safe. They can get their heads down. They can relax. They can get sun on their back.
And they don't try and go through.
No, because you look at the height of the jump, the fence. There, you see, that keeps them
and
nice
they've got
and safe.
no room to because
They
can
can't
jump
gallop
that.
along.
Yeah, but
they can't gallop. They
jump.
can't get exactly.
Yeah.
They're like you know, they're almost trotting around those.
It would be quite impressive if they could jump that from like a standstill.
You'd be one or two that could do if they want to.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you know, they're
good. They're very calm, all your horses.
They're all nice and relaxed. So we've also got a few more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Two more horses just round here. This is what we call our overflow. So we've got some more boxes here, but these are specific boxes for maybe horses that are not being worked, so they've got a nice big open space. This is a young horse that's just been sent in, a little bit sharp. So he actually has a companion next door.
Did you buy this one, or
no, this has just been
sent
in.
training?
This is not one of ours. This is
It looks quite. Have you ridden this?
Just a little bit sharp.
Yeah, it looks
My
sharp.
boy actually rides it.
Really?
But then you see his friend is next door, but actually out in the field now. Can you see? He's over there.
Maybe
look.
that's why
so
he's
that's why
looking
he's
for
looking
his
and thinking,
friend.
where's his friend gone? But we don't want to send them out together because otherwise they'll just go around like idiots.
And I suppose injury and
you got it, and they'll fight and play fighting. But even then, you know, they could injure themselves.
Yeah,
so that's the reason why. And then what we've got here is we've got 5 stables down the back here. Yeah. This is the ponies. And you see the little pony out. There's a little pony out there, a little grey pony. Yeah. That's her palace just there, as they call it, the pony palace.
What for that one tiny pony?
One tiny pony
the
comes in this.
The pony's got the biggest stable in the farm.
But then this is Blue's palace, as we call it.
And
okay, so she comes
Blue,
in here. She's actually out in the field over there.
Is Blue a family pony that you've had for?
She's part of the family now. Joseph rode her, and now Mark, my youngest son, so it's his pony. So she's actually out there keeping that other one company. So then we've got the jumping paddock here. This is where we do all our training in the summer. So,
fun.
Yeah, we've got a bank. Water, we've got a wall there, look, and on and off here, we've got a big privet hedge. So basically, all the show jumps have been put away for the winter in there. Okay, but in the summer this comes out.
Them all out.
It's all nicely mowed and it looks really smart.
It's very lush and green considering it's winter.
We don't put many horses out in here, you see. The horses
lovely.
aren't allowed in here. We keep this nice and
it's gorgeous.
Nice and manicured, as it were. My next door neighbours, they get free show jumping.
I've got an amazing view.
Yeah, no, I should go and charge them, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should.
No, they're lovely people. They sit down. One lady sits on a. Whenever we're jumping horses, she comes and sits on a chair and watches and loves it. So that's brilliant. But yeah, and funny enough, the week before Hickstead Derby, I'm everybody's friend for some reason. They all come here and have a train down my bank and everything else. But no, it's
amazing.
It's a bit of a sort of a luxury.
Yeah, definite luxury.
But I would also say it's important from my point of view that we can train and we can do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not a necessity. But it's good to have because ultimately we can train. And with the arenas that we've got, and also we ride them on the hill, and there's a gallops down on the far field there. So actually, we can train on most terrains and different. You know, so all
get the horses used to different environments.
Different environments and different types of way of working them. They can work in here in the summer, they can go on the gallops, they can go up and down the hill. So you can get lots of variation in there so they don't feel like they're always doing the same thing.
Yeah, they get bored then.
Absolutely right, yeah. So lots of things. And this is, unfortunately, this is the
store.
The store and my 2 tractors, my 2 red tractors.
Do you ever drive the tractors?
Do I ever drive these tractors? How dare you, I'm always driving those tractors.
I can see you moving, Showjump.
I do actually. This is our outdoor. This is the outdoor one. Now this is the one we probably use the most, training wise, because all weather, whether it be summer, winter, we can use this one.
How big is this?
It's a funny shape because it basically goes to the hedge. It used to be half the size and long and thin, as it were. But the problem was, whenever we put a horse out in that paddock, if you left the school, it would get lonely, it would jump back out. So it was almost like a tag team. We used to have to wait for somebody to come. But
That's so
so I said,
funny.
well, there's no point in having
you're
that.
right,
So it's a
extend.
slightly odd shape. So we just extended it, and it's a good shape. You know, we can put up, like you see,
Yeah, it's
full course up,
spacious.
plenty of room. It's a great surface, in that it's got a fibre in it as well. It's not just sand; it's sand and fibre.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can see, look, it's got that.
That
Like a cloth.
So it doesn't freeze.
Well, it just freezes a little bit because of the nature of it, but at the same token, when you're jumping on it, it holds together.
Yeah.
There's that little bit of, doesn't move away too much.
Because these are pretty big, aren't? Well,
Look.
not for you.
Yeah, but that's just a training jump. You know, Easy was jumping that.
Just
for
a training jump. You're going to have people watching this. Like, oh, it's just a training jump.
I'm afraid
It's
it
nearly-
was. You know, that was just Easy was just training over that, and yeah, I mean, he's jumping in the ring. He's jumping around about 130, 135s in the ring. So this is what, about 135 now for him to finish over. But ultimately, the nature of the business means we have to test them. We have to ask them questions. But the way that I like to do things here, everything's colour coordinated. Because when I'm training my riders as well, you're not actually saying, oh, go over that in the corner. You can say, go over the red one, then the blue one, then the yellow one, then the black. So that, you know, the white one. So it's a lot easier for me to train as well.
Makes sense.
So it's just, you know, a whole thing. And the cavalettis that you see, that's important as well to get the horses just. We use those in our flat work, knowing where the legs are, and also, you know, giving that spring to their canters.
Yeah.
So all of that type of thing. Yeah, it's a nice size school, I must say. It works very, very well.
Perfect.
Go on, I'll show you up here. I'll show you now.
Lots of lorries.
We have, and then we've got here. Look,
What, the walker?
they've got lorries, but also the walker. They go on the walker every day. And again, this is not to actually exercise, but this is to break their day up.
Yeah.
So say, for instance, they would work them in the morning, then they go and get brush in the afternoon after lunch. They'll go on here for 35, 40 minutes just to walk around. But any stiffness, they can walk it off. It breaks their day up.
Because it's boring being in stable all day.
Yeah, like sort of even just that nice little stroll in an afternoon, you know, it gets them used to moving, but also the fact that the way that this works is discipline. They have to walk, stop, stop. That little bit of discipline, it doesn't hurt them as well from the point of view of what we do is it requires horses to really working with you. So all these type of little ingredients, if you like, they just get the horse starting to be, instead of working against you, working for you. You want me to stand still? No problem. You want me to stay there? Go. You want me to walk? Yes. Do you want me to stop? Yes. That type of thing. Never goes around the same way twice. So yesterday, you see, it went that way.
Oh, and this is your little...
Yeah, so today, it go that way. So it never goes the same way twice. So I know for a fact that yesterday, it went that way.
So tomorrow...
So today, when we load it, you see they'll load it going that way.
Okay.
You see, so...
Perfect. Just
good machine. We don't have them in with saddles and bridles. They just go on there loose and they're just free and they walk it around themselves. Like I said, they're going there for about between 30 minutes and 35 minutes, something like that.
Oh,
It's just
good.
nice.
Yeah.
The lorries, the big lorry there is the one we use for the big international shows. That carries 8.
And do you live in that?
There's a small living in the front. Normally Oscar lives in there, my lad.
Yeah.
He lives in there and I tend to stay in the hotel. No,
obviously.
Because at the end of the day, he's got to have his privacy. He's got to have, if I stayed in there, then he'd have to stay in the back, which is not fair. So he stays in the front. It's nice, and he's got a shower in there and everything else.
Oh, perfect.
And he can be on site with the horses, and then I can live off, and then also he can have a bit of peace and quiet from me. So that's cool.
How many horses will that?
8 on that one. So and they also have a little trailer goes behind that one. This one carries 5. And this one we use for the day shows.
This carries horses?
Yeah. That's it.
Where are the horse windows?
Well, there isn't any this side, but there is the other side. Yeah, there is the other side. And there's the ramp there. Look. And then this one carries 2. So at any one time, we could easily go to a show with 5, 8.
Convoy.
We could do it.
People are like, Tim's coming.
15 horses in one lot. Lorries. This time,
do you ever do that? Do you take?
We went once this year and we took 9, I think, in 2 lorries.
Really?
That was quite nice as well because you know
people just looking at you. Like,
yeah, we took that one as well, so we could send the early ones back. You know,
okay.
Finish back. So yeah, it's It's good because again, if we're going to international shows, that one's away, so then we need these two here.
Yeah, because you've still got to do.
If we've got a horse that's not well, we might have to send that one to the vet. We've got that one there, and everybody could drive that because it's not over the weight.
Yeah.
So you know, it's all try to.
I got a HGV license in the summer.
Did you?
Yeah.
Trucker.
I'm a trucker now.
Good girl. Wow. Brilliant. Well done, you.
I know. Haven't used it.
This is the barn. We don't, as you see, it's actually empty.
Yeah, you don't store a lot of stuff.
Well, the shavings we're going to get a delivery come before Christmas, so we're just literally on the last 2 bits of that. Yeah. But the hay is actually kept in the next village, and there's 2,500 bales of that. But rather than having that stood here and getting messy and taking up all the space, they come in at 100 bales at a time. Just easier to manage everything, and also it just keeps everything a little bit more
nice and tidy.
Nice and neat and tidy.
I love how your OCD tidiness, because you've got the muck heap covered with the doors.
Yeah, but
so
that's also nice and flat as well.
It's
if you went in there, you would be amazed at how flat
that would
or should be. Indoor school's in here. We're nearly at the end now. Joseph's riding here. Hey Joe, all right. So the indoor. We tend not to ride so much in the indoor, but it's a nice size.
Yeah.
As you see, we can if it's chucking it down with rain. It's just today's frozen the school outdoors, so we can work indoors. Just simple, it's easy.
And is this the horse Joe competes?
This is the horse Joe competes, Romeo. You saw him in the stable.
Yeah. And how big is Romeo?
Joseph just started jumping the 130, 135s, and indeed jumped his first International Grand Prix in France last weekend.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. Really good. He had 4 faults, had the second fence down, but then jumped a lovely clear, and there's only 6 clears in the whole class.
Oh, that's incredible.
Out of 40 odd, so we were delighted with that.
And he's only a little horse.
Compared to Joseph's only little.
Joseph's very tall. Maybe Joseph's making the horse look a lot.
And the horse is about 15.3. But he thinks.
He's like 17
He thinks he's
hands.
17 hands. So don't tell him he's only 15.3. He's got that sort of little man syndrome. Yeah. He thinks he's a fighter. But he's a lovely horse. He really genuinely is. He's a lovely horse and really works well with Joe. So yeah, it's nice. We've got everything.
It's nice
there we have all
this.
The rugs as well, from the outdoor rugs and things like that. And we harvest water there for the school spray system and things like that. My tool shed in there, and it's a workable yard.
It's very, very lovely.
Thank you very much. Well,
I do like an indoor school as well.
We're very proud, but we don't work so much indoors. But yeah, it does get its uses, but not a lot, not as much as you think.
I'm a bit of a fair weather rider, so I like an indoor school.
Just as an interest as well, this here, everybody wonders what this is.
Oh, it's like a horse track.
Well, yeah, exactly. So if it was really snowing or anything, we can walk the horses to the school and back.
And it's safe.
And it's safe, and we don't actually get any issues. But also, we can load them and unload them on it. So we have the lorry is actually here.
Yeah.
We drop the ramp, so if the horses come off the lorry and they were to stumble or fall or whatever, they're onto this and not the concrete. So it's a feature that was here when I arrived, but actually I've kept it in because of that fact.
That's
it's just
very clever.
Yeah, it works very well, especially, as I say, in the winter time. So, well, there you go. I hope you've enjoyed the tour.
I've loved it, and it's been incredible meeting all your beautiful horses. I hope that you enjoyed the tour of Tim's yard as much as I have. And whether you're competing at an international level or you're a grassroots rider, I hope you've had a fantastic 2016.
We'll be back in 2017. We look forward to seeing you then.
Bye for now.